budgets in a conference room, the way black folk approach that question is not just 2 + 2 = 4. Even though we know 2 + 2 = 4. But we do more than that because we're driven by spirit. And that's what I want you all to begin to take home with you, is that we got to rethink our organizations as these spirit-driven organizations that are divine. Now, when I say divine, people always say, well, my preacher said, I ain't talking about church divine. I'm talking about physics, the kind of power that determines that Jupiter will not bump into Mars. See, that's divine. I'm talking about divine that says that the way things work and operate is quote, law-abiding, that is regulated, that we don't treat people certain ways because it is in our humanity that we just will not violate certain things. That little boy who went into that church and shut people up, that is just an example of how much we've slipped. We've slipped, and it's time for us to stop slipping. And only we can say we're going to stop slipping, but we can't do that if we don't know what we are, who we are, and what our stuff is. What our stuff is. So this dose of being human, it says that we vibrate in 7 different directions. Bandages, we divide up, down, right, left, in, out. And we start dancing up in a minute, we be... what we see is that we see ourselves, we don't understand the physics of it. And that's why I want you all to appreciate that. There's a very important, profound understanding of what it means to be a human being with an African face. To be human. That's what we're humans. But we're humans with an African face. And that's a particular important recognition. Next one, please. This is in your thing, so you can't see it. But this is, we at the Institute have been working for 30 years now. We've been trying to lay out in very specific ways what is the culture of African people. Because we say we got culture, but then we do songs and dance. We got cultures. Well, we had Malcolm. We started laying out our heroes and our heroines and saying we got this. Those are individuals, but that's not really what our culture is. Our culture really is an elaborate structure that I believe we should have. Each organization that calls itself an African American organization, each executive which calls himself an African American executive, each politician which calls himself an African American politician, including President Barack Obama, should be feted against our culture. Should be saying, how do you engage in our cultural virtues? Do you even know them? Do you know what the traditional cultural virtues of African people are? Truth, justice, righteousness, harmony, balance, propriety, order. Those are cultural virtues that come from us way back in ancient Kemet. It said that we can't be human if we don't have the virtue of truth. When I speak to you, you know what I say out of my mouth is what it is. You don't have to worry about you lying on me. Do you have justice? Meaning that if I borrow a cup of sugar from you, I give you back a piece of pound cake. Because I got to give you back better than what I got. See, our reciprocity is to give back better than what we got. See, that's our way. And we should know that. We should not be running no program for black people. We don't know our way. This cultural structure says that there are cultural customs, belief in God. You don't find too many, maybe 1 or 2 somewhere that's lost, living in a cave, that's an atheist. Most black folk believe in God, whether they call him Allah, or they call him Christ, or they call him Jehovah, or they call him Obatala. We believe in a divine force. That's part of our customs. The sanctity of family. You all know that everybody tell me a story about your cousin getting in trouble and you run home and tell your mama, and your mama said, what you doing here? You better go back out there and jump in that fight. Your cousin's out there. We all know about the sanctity of family. That's our custom, and we should talk about that. That might be translatable to organizational relationships. When I see an organization in trouble, do I sit back and say, oh man, I'm sure glad it ain't me, or my board took care of the business. They had the right protection in place. No, if agency so-and-so is in trouble, get out there and jump in the battle and help them with their survival. That's our way. We also know that there's 2 things that I want to highlight, which is the sense of excellence and a sense of appropriateness. If anything, that's our way. Of these 54 aspects of African American culture, and you all have them. I hope you will look at them, you study them, you will think about how they relate to what you do in your business and in your practice. 54 aspects of our culture. See what I'm saying here? There are 54 distinct attributes, aspects of our African American culture. When did we go to a school board meeting and say, wait a minute, the way you're running education, the way you're teaching our classrooms are violating 53 of the 54 principles of our culture. You got to change it up. You see, that's how we got to, if I can do it, young folk, that's how we got to roll. So we can't be playing this stuff now. We got to be talking about, hey, we got something here that's worth fighting for, and you're going to respect it. I don't care who you are, in what position, you're going to respect it, and make sure that all teachers and teacher training understand how to take these 54 aspects and translate them to teaching practice, and classroom management, and motivating young people to aspire to greater things. But this, of all these 54, the ones that me are the easiest to remember is a sense of excellence and the sense of appropriateness. In my lifetime, and I'm now glad to say I'm getting close to being an elder, in my lifetime, I can remember the derelict, the bum, the outcast on the corner with the old dirty bottle of wine, we're talking about drinking wine, and a woman would come by, and they'd be using vulgar language. They say, oops, excuse me, ma'am. Oops, excuse me, ma'am. Or the women would be in the kitchen, and the men would come in, and the women stop talking. Because they had women's talk that men weren't supposed to be privy to. Because there's a sense of appropriateness. There's some stuff that women are supposed to deal with, some stuff that men are supposed to, that's a sense of appropriateness. Now we got little girls in our community, strapped, cussing, doing all kinds of, because they've lost their sense of appropriateness and our sense of excellence. Black folk, no matter what the barrier was, as soon as it broke down, baseball, we get into baseball, we take over it, sense of excellence. Football, sense of excellence. On a shuttle, flying up in outer space, brothers on a shuttle playing the saxophone and doing calculus problems. That's our way, the sense of excellence. We did, if nothing more, we need to make our programs, our organizations, be driven by the sense of excellence and the sense of appropriateness. That way we don't have no regulars. We all know we go to a black restaurant and we get mad because sister come with an attitude. She supposed to be serving me. I'm here, a customer, and she comes, what you want, chewing bubble gum. No, wait a minute. I'm out here with my wife trying to, have a nice time. What's the sense of appropriateness? When do we say, I want to go to a black establishment because there I feel like it's good? We say, no, it's 11 o'clock at night, I'm going to fry the thing. I'm going to drive by, give me a little bucket of chicken, and go home. Because we don't have this, we're losing this sense of excellence. If anything, that's my argument today, my offering to you today, is that we got to study our culture, because culture is the glue. You think about that great pyramid I pointed out to you, it was built without a bolt or a screw or anything hinted together. And now, if I give you the assignment of making a paper house, you would have to use glue to keep it together. And I want you to use glue. Don't use glue as the culture. Please go to the next one, please, so I can wrap this up. I've thought about this and talked to other African-centered scholars, and we've come up with this notion that there's something called good practice. And good practice should be what we guide our work with. I don't care where we are, what our demeanor, it should be good practice. And we've suggested there are 12 kinds of cultural practices that are important for the preservation of who we are. I'm using family here because I work in the Institute for the Advanced Study of Black Family Life and Culture. But you can use this organizational development or classroom management or education or anything. They stay in work. First commandment is to rescue our ancestors. To rescue them. They're not just dead and gone. Our ancestors that's a living spirit. And what do? We can't just wait till Kwanzaa time to pour libation or to get drunk with our homies out of the corner and say, I'm giving something for the brothers. All that is foolishness. That's not what it's for. We know. How do you rescue our ancestors and have our ancestors be that which we are held accountable to? Do you realize that your mother's mother was raped, and in giving birth to you, she didn't smother you. She raised you up. In fact, may even raise the children of her rapist in a humane way. We have